Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on something you don't normally see: a single, secret phone call. A private conversation that, according to reports, may have had the power to stop a peace process dead in its tracks. I mean, just think about that for a second. It kind of suggests that history isn't always made with grand speeches or public treaties. Sometimes it's shaped in these quiet, hushed conversations that we never, ever get to hear. So let's dive into what that really means. So we're going to explore how these unseen forces, something as simple as one phone call, can completely alter the course of world events. This isn't just about what leaders say at a podium. It's about what happens when they think no one is listening. And today, we're looking at one of those exact moments, a reported call that could have changed everything. And in doing so, it really reveals how the hidden machinery of global power actually works. Okay, so to really get the weight of this moment, you have to understand the context. We're talking about a time of escalating violence. The entire world was watching, pretty much holding its breath, and hoping for just one word: ceasefire. So let's be clear, a ceasefire isn't peace itself, not by a long shot, but it's the doorway to peace. It's that moment where the fighting stops and it gives diplomacy a chance, even a sliver of a chance to actually begin. It's a fragile but absolutely critical first step. And the stakes here? They couldn't be higher. We're not talking about some abstract political game. The lives, the futures of millions of real people often hang in the balance, hinging on these high-level, secret decisions. All right, so let's step behind those closed doors. Who were the players involved in this incredibly important conversation, and what was reportedly said? On one end of the line, you have Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, obviously a central figure directing the conflict. And on the other end, then U.S. President Donald Trump. You're talking about two of the world's most powerful leaders, where every single word they say carries immense weight. And here it is. This is the core of the report. An Israeli official claims Netanyahu didn't just call to discuss the situation. He allegedly urged the American president to actively work against a ceasefire. Just let that sink in. One call, one private plea between two powerful men. It is such a stark reminder that peace can be unbelievably fragile, decided not in public forums, but in these quiet, unseen moments. And that brings up a massive question, right? If a ceasefire is the first step toward peace, why on earth would anyone try to postpone it? Well, the answer, as it turns out, is all about cold, hard, strategic calculation. It seems completely backward, doesn't it? Why push for more conflict when there's an off-ramp right there? The answer? Well, it lies in the tough logic of military and political strategy. See, from a purely strategic perspective, delaying a ceasefire can be a really powerful tactic. It gives you a chance to gain more military leverage on the ground, to weaken your opponent even further. And ultimately, that means you get to walk into future negotiations from a much, much stronger position. It's all about controlling the board. So let's zoom out a little bit. Because this one specific call, it really opens a window into a much bigger reality about global politics, the incredible impact of secrecy and hidden influence. It basically confirms what a lot of people already suspect, that the most pivotal moments, the real turning points in geopolitics, they often don't make the 6 o'clock news. They happen in secure phone calls, in private meetings. It's all about back-channel communications. What we see in public is often just the final act of a play whose script was written long before, in private. And this call is just a perfect example of how that deep U.S.-Israel alliance works in the real world. This isn't just a friendly chat. It's a strategic move. It's leveraging what's called their strategic alignment, which basically means their big-picture goals are often in sync to shape events on the world stage. And that leaves us with this final, kind of chilling thought. If one reported call could have this much impact, just how many other critical moments in our history have been decided by conversations that you and I will never, ever know about? It's a powerful reminder that what we see is rarely the whole story.